Hi, I'm Courtney Fromm with the H Foundation. On April 17th, we hosted Comedy for Cancer at the Tivoli Theater in Downers Grove. You're about to watch a portion of that show. If cancer is personal to you, make a donation today at hfoundation.org.
Cancer has affected me throughout my entire life, but most recently with my husband, George. I lost him 5 years ago.
For my grandma and my neighbor Brian, I just say tonight is a night to donate if you have the opportunity.
There are really three ways that the H Foundation support is used and makes a difference. One, we have to bring the most recent cutting-edge technologies to the Cancer Center so that our researchers can do the cutting-edge experiments. Those are expensive, and the H Foundation support brings that equipment, that highly technical instrumentation, and the staff that can run it for us. And second, we have a lot of pilot projects. They're competitive. Investigators have to apply. They've really got to show us that they've got a new idea. And if it's successful, it can make a huge difference. And so we let those ideas get started. We can get them started before they're competitive for federal funding. And then finally, the H Foundation helps us build a community. We host seminars and meetings. We bring people internationally to Northwestern's Lurie Cancer Center so that we can share all the recent progress and learn from others. We recognize that for everybody in the H Foundation and their supporters, cancer is personal, and it is to us too. My father was diagnosed with bladder cancer a few years ago, had it surgically removed, and we thought things were okay. And a year and a half later, we found out that it metastasized and spread in his body. He was lucky. He got on one of the new checkpoint inhibitor drugs that were not available 5 years ago, but have put his cancer in remission, and he's been in good shape for the past couple of years, and we hope for many more years. Without basic research, 5 years ago, he wouldn't have had a treatment, and he does today. And we're working hard to make sure that more cancers can have treatments so that our relatives are saved in the future.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Are you?
I can't wait.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you know what? I've been practicing. I've been thinking about this for like 27 years. I've just been waiting. This is, first of all, I heard about the green room at the Tivoli, and it's like, wow. It's like, I'm here, and it's like, it's not nearly as nice as I thought it was going to be.
Well, the stage is nice, and the theater is very nice.
It is really nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess that's the important thing.
Right, of course. And
why are we taping it down here in the green room?
This is
not the best place to be.
It's a really good question. So let's cut.
You know what? Why don't we rethink this, and then we'll start over?
Well,
no, we can't do that.
No, we don't have enough time.
Hello. One thing that Pete did not mention in my introduction, and I'm pretty proud of this, I was just voted one of the top 3 comedians here tonight. So things are going well for me. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is my first time ever at the Tivoli Theater, and it's such a beautiful place. As soon as I walked in, I said, I love it. And the manager of the theater said, "Oh, you're dyslexic." I said, "Why did you say that?" He said, "Well, that's Tivoli backwards. I love it." And I said, "Wow, you've got the right place to work." I'm guessing it didn't last real long when you were working over at Tums, because I'll wait on some of these. Okay, I know some College of DuPage students thinking, "Oh man, this is hard. I didn't know it was going to be a show like this with a lot of thinking." So anyway, I am excited to be here. Excited to be back in Chicago. I live out in Orland Park, and which isn't that far, but somehow I ended up being late. I stopped out at the Orland Square Mall, and I feel bad. Boy, I made a woman cry out at the mall. Well, she came up to me with a clipboard. She said, "Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?" I said, "No, that's fine." She said, "On average, how much money do you make every year?" I thought about it with the best straight face I could manage. I said, $250,000. She said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I take surveys over at the other mall." And she didn't think it was funny, but I agree with you guys. It kind of was funny, I thought. I have a nephew just applied for a job out at the mall. He said the job applications have gotten very complicated. This one had a lot of fill in the blank questions, a lot of true false questions. One question read, when I'm at work, my mind is generally blank. He put true. Probably the easiest one, but anyway, I brought my guitar along with me. I thought we'd start things off tonight with some music. What do you say? Yeah, Tim, sounds like fun. Here we go. If you're an escaped convict and you know it, clap your hands. If you're an escaped convict and you know it, clap your hands. Even if you're stalked by troopers, wave and smile, don't be a pooper. If you're an escaped convict and you know it, clap your hands. If you take your pants off in public and you know it, snap your fingers. If you take your pants off in public and you know it, snap your fingers. Folks say, how's your better half? Drop your drawers on their behalf. If you take your pants off in public and you know it, snap your fingers. If you're having an affair with the person sitting next to you and you know it, just sit there. Notice a lot of you just sitting out here. We'll get to the bottom of that. Saw one guy snapping his fingers and trying to take his pants off at the same time. I tried it. It's hard. Anyway, I should tell you right up front, I do a lot of singing in my show. I sing all the time. I sing in the shower a lot. By applause, how many sing in the shower? All right, let me back up. Okay, how many of you shower? Still not enough of you, really. No, I love to sing in the shower. I don't turn the water on. You know, it's bad for the guitar. But anyway, it's good to be here. I'm excited to be back in town. I got home just in time. My wife and I are celebrating our wedding anniversary. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited about it. And, you know, we've been married a long time, and I think it's important to keep romance in your relationship. I know, I still love it when my wife runs her fingers through my hair. I know you're looking at me like, Tim, you don't have that much hair for that. No, she doesn't have all her fingers. So it's a match made in heaven, really. And I did a show a couple weeks ago at the University of Utah. You know the name of their team? Utes, very good. Some folks over here thinking, oh, there could be prizes. Good answer. Guy up front looking for the buzzer, trying to get in. Just shout it out if you know any of these. Yeah. They're called the Utes. Now, I didn't realize that's a Native American tribe. I thought they just shortened the name of the state, slapped an S on it, called them the Utes. I was thinking, what if other states did that? You know, you have the University of Pennsylvania pencils, like, we're number 2. Probably the toughest team, University of Virginia. Oh, man, the Fighting Virgins, that's a tough team, I'll tell you what. A team that's never been scored upon, from what I understand. Can you imagine their cheerleaders? Go, stop, go, stop. When they play the Trojans, man, something's got to give there. It's a grudge match. A rubber match, I guess. Probably be a little bit more accurate. But anyway, as I said, my wife and I celebrated a wedding anniversary. And I wrote a love song. And how many of you are in love tonight? Do we have a few of you? And you know what? I'd like to dedicate it to everybody here who's in love tonight. What do you say? Yeah, Tim. Sounds like fun. Here we go. By the way, I think the prettiest song I've ever written. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. I've never been in love like this. I cherish each moment. I savor every kiss. You're one amazing girl, and here's my vow. I pledge to you right now, I'll love you 23/7, 23/7. That's practically the whole damn day, every night. From 10 to 11, I've got another girl. She's a little slice of heaven. 23/7, 23/7, 364 days a year. It could end up being 365. I've got you penciled in case my Valentine dies. Oh, girl, I can't believe you're mad. My little love song has somehow made you sad. If it's the other woman who's caused those tears, imagine being her and the song she hears. 1717, 60 minutes every day. 3,600 seconds of delight. So come on, hurry up, I don't have all night. Oh no. To everyone who's in love tonight, thank you very much, thank you. As I said, boys, it's fun to come back home to Chicago. I spent some time with my family. I've got a sister. She's got a weird job. She works for the Depends Undergarment Company. Oh, she answers their 1-800-INCONTINENCE hotline. I called up one day just to check it out. She answered Incontinence hotline. Can you hold? And wow, if I could hold, I wouldn't be calling. But a buddy of mine turned me on to a new hotline. I highly recommend that you give it a call. It's called the Sore Testicle Hotline. And you call up and you just get an answering machine. The guy says, hello, thank you for calling the Sore Testicle Hotline. If both of your testicles are sore, press 1 now. Wow, I'll bet that hurt. And then he hangs up. That's it. I called 3 times. It's like prank calling yourself. But anyway, I saw my dad this week. Now, he just had surgery. He had surgery on his knee. And I was talking to his physical therapist, and she said, we're trying to find just the right walker for your dad. So far, he seems to do the best with Johnny Walker Red. And my dad, 87 years old, still the most optimistic man I've ever met. Every night before he goes to sleep, he puts $1 underneath his pillow, hoping to get some of his teeth back. So I remember he was always very concerned about our health when we were kids. And I was 8 years old, and I had colitis. And my father came home and said, I want to keep a close eye on this. So he bought a kaleidoscope. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, wow, that's probably not going to fit up there. But my dad is a powerful man. Now, I asked him, I said, what do you see up there? He said, well, I can see why you're in pain. It looks like there's a lot of stained glass up there. Thank you. I thought I could get away with that because it's a medical thing. Anyway, you guys are a good group. They did not mention this in my introduction. Actually, I used to be a high school teacher here in Chicago. I was a religion teacher at Maria High School out on the southwest side. We may have some former students probably suing me. Now, you know what? I almost got fired from that job. One day, I told my kids it was all right to come to my class hungover. The principal got furious as I explained to her, aren't we supposed to be preparing these kids for college? She really couldn't argue with that. But and as a religion teacher, I always tried to leave my kids with something practical. Now I was teaching freshmen, 13-year-old girls, very nice, very sweet. And I always try to leave them with a life lesson. And we got to the story of Adam and Eve. I said, well, Eve, of course, made 2 mistakes. Number 1, she ate the forbidden fruit. Number 2, she settled for the first guy who came along. It was just the 2 of them back then. Hello, COD. Okay, all right. Anyway. You guys have been a wonderful crowd. I now have the honor and distinct pleasure to introduce a big friend of the H Foundation. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my friend, Jim Peterek.
Are you ready? 1, 2, ba-da-ba-ba-da. Oh yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
You sound good.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Well, I'm your friendly neighbor with the minivan. Welcome to the neighborhood. I see you got kids the same age as mine. We're gonna get along really good.
I'm that vehicle man. I take the kids where they want to go. I'm that vehicle mama. And now I'm showing you know.
I go to soccer, t-ball, piano lesson, Sunday school.
Great God in heaven, I need to carpool. Oh, you know I do, yeah.
Well, I used to have a black sedan. The girls really went for that. Now I drive a Dodge Caravan and wear a little chauffeur hat.
Yeah, I'm that vehicle man. They're shuttled to the mall. I'm that vehicle woman. And they don't tip at all.
I go swimming, Boy Scouts, 3 different classes of ballet.
Thank God it's Friday. It's Kate's 12th birthday. Chuck E. Cheese weeps today.
Well, I used to think. Keep going, it's fine. Here, come around. Well, it used to be a time to talk to my kids and their pals. Now they sit with their earbuds in and text one another's cells.
I'm your vehicle man. That 24-hour ATM. I'm that vehicle, baby. I can't believe how much they spend.
At Best Buy, Old Navy, Abercrombie, also Fitch.
Great God in heaven, I could have been rich.
I go to football, gymnastics, the finals of the spelling bee.
Then the 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee.
Slurpee. S-L-U-R-P-Y. I go to Heather's, then Rachel's, the concert at the amphitheater.
Great God in heaven, so help me, it's Justin Bieber. Oh, 1, 2, ba-da-ba-ba-da.
You guys, thanks a lot. You guys have been wonderful.
Tim Kavanaugh.
Over 10 years ago, my grandmother was diagnosed with lung cancer, but through treatment and multiple surgeries, she was able to overcome it.
Cancer is a terrible disease, and we're going to work to extinguish it, and I hope it's in my lifetime. Please, please donate to the H Foundation and support this cause because we want to rid us of this terrible disease.